Hello everyone, thank you for clicking that link and joining me again today. I am so glad you did. I am having a heck of a time with videos today. So, I have my no tea, no shade on, and we're going to check out some tea and throw some shade. Okay, we're going to react to shit. So this is Virgie Tovar's Take the Cake, and since I've already watched like a minute of this and I didn't mean to without hitting record, she's going to tell you all the things that I would tell you at the beginning anyway. So let's dive in.
Hi, I'm award-winning fat activist and professional feminist killjoy Virgie Tovar. And I'm here today to talk to you about an epidemic that's affecting women everywhere. It's called crfi. If you're like many women, you've been to a birthday party or a small office gathering, an event that's meant to bring people together. There's swinging tunes, some adult beverages, and good convo.
Adult beverages at work? I want to work where she works. Shiza.
And good convo. And then it comes time to cut the cake, and someone decides to ruin everything. Oh my God, that slice is huge. That slice is bigger than Beyonce's paycheck. Can you cut me half of that? A cake-related fatphobic incident.
I laughed last time, I laughed this time too. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, this is a first world problem, seriously. If somebody wants you to cut a smaller piece of cake, come on. Oh my. What if they flat out refuse the piece of cake? Is that a CRFI? I don't know. But seriously, there are many reasons that people might want a small piece of cake. One could be they're diabetic and they can't eat a full piece of cake, but they still want to participate. Or, oh, I don't know, maybe it's the kind of cake that you don't really like, or maybe you don't really like cake. I don't know. I don't really like cake. I am much more about pie. My goodness. This is such a first world problem. I thought this would be funny. That's why I even clicked on. I mean, it's like an old video, so. But let's see what she says about a CRFI.
Is that moment when
I like that she has a whiteboard. Holy mackerel. Okay.
it's time to eat delicious cake and it's interrupted by a moralizing impulse.
What? A moralizing impulse? Food has no morals? What are you talking about?
Inevitably, there's always someone at the party who has to declare publicly that their slice is too large, and that the person who's cutting the cake, almost invariably a woman, must do some...
Why is her hand red? Her right hand is red. What is that? What's going on?
Disproportionate amount of labor in order to accommodate their need to feel superior.
Oh my gosh. I don't think it's that much more labor to cut a piece of cake smaller. Are you for Come on, you're already cutting cake. You already had to do the labor anyway. It's not that much more to take the knife over an inch and go done. Oh my gosh. Oh my. Okay.
Let's take a look. Can you do a little bit, can you scrape all the frosting off?
Okay, I would never ask anyone to scrape the frosting off. I would do that myself if I was going to do that.
And cut it in half and give me 2 forks because I'm sharing.
Oh my, for fuck's sake. I would never do that. Why would anyone do that? At that point, I would hand them the knife and be like, here, cut it yourself. Oh my, I think I'm gonna do that the next office party. Oh wait. I'm probably never going into the office again.
Let's take a step back and view what's happening through a critical feminist lens.
Let's do that indeed. Hey feminists, why aren't you mad about what's going on in Afghanistan, huh? All those girls are going to be raped and sold into slavery. Oh my gosh, though, look at that girl's lipstick. That is fabulous.
Typically happen in environments where there are primarily or exclusively women. Women are disproportionate.
I don't think I've ever babied a cake before. I might baby a shake, or I might shake a baby, but I've never babied a cake.
Negatively affected by diet culture because diet culture maps onto sexism.
I'm not even sure if those words go together. Diet culture maps onto sexism. Okay, let me try to translate. I think what she's trying to say here is that diet culture maps onto what did she say? I don't even know. Let me rewind.
By diet culture because diet culture maps onto sexism.
Diet culture maps onto sexism. So I think what they're going to say is that men want to date thin women, therefore it is sexist. But not all men want to date thin women. It's actually not even about you being thin. It's even, they've done scientific analysis of this where it's like your hip to waist ratio, and if that's ratio is right or whatever, men will find you attractive even if you're maybe a few pounds heavier. Now granted, if you're 600 pounds, your hip to waist ratio is going to not fit into that, so it might be a different kind of man who finds that attractive. But everybody there, there's a lid for every pot. It's always going to find somebody else attractive. But let's move on.
Like many parts of diet culture, there is a significant performance component. You have to show
there's a performance.
Others that you are being good. Controlling how much you eat is part of what it means to be a, quote, good woman.
No, I don't think so. It's being a healthy human. When we live in the land of plenty and there's always food at arm's reach, it's part of trying to be healthy. So overeating ain't good for you.
This kind of behavior is a way for people to keep other people in check through food moralizing, surveillance, and policing. These are the
But who's policing?
Mechanisms that are at the core of diet culture and weight control. The idea that you can position yourself as superior to others through self-control and self-denial is...
No, that's not what's happening. Oh my gosh, you're waiting. This is like an example of somebody who has way too much time on their hands reading a lot of stuff into something that really isn't that problem. Seriously. It's not about, if I ask you to cut my cake a little smaller, it is not about me trying to show how much better I am than anyone else. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. I would not want to live in this world. I would not want to live in this world.
Super sexist. CRFIs have a history of creating a hierarchy among women and ultimately in maintaining misogynist expectations.
Does it? Does it? I don't think so. If I ask for a cake, I mean, granted, I'm not usually the one asking for the cake to be cut smaller. I'm usually talking to someone and then a piece of cake gets shoved in my, line of view here. I don't really have the opportunity to cut it smaller, but it doesn't make me feel better than anyone else to cut a piece of cake smaller. And if somebody asks for a piece of cake cut smaller, I don't even think about it. I assume that maybe they're diabetic, because a lot of people are diabetic nowadays. And I always, I kind of question why we have cake at the office, but, people like cake. Granted, like I said, I'm not into cake that much. I'm much more of a pie girl.
Watch how this woman demonstrates a different way to engage with cake.
Oh, good.
Thank you. No, thank you. Practice
Wait, so you can't have any cake at all if you don't want cake? Is that what she's saying? You don't get cake at all? Is that it? It's cake or no cake. You can't just ask for a smaller piece of cake because you want to participate?
Just taking the cake slice you're given, or simply saying, no thanks. Don't make other people be your cake nanny, because...
Oh my gosh. It's so arduous to take a plastic fork, a plastic knife, and cut a piece of cake smaller, for fuck's sake.
Because women already have too much on their plate, with a sexist culture navigating underwhelming romantic options and an absurdly inexplicable pay gap.
My God. My God. Well, you know, if this is how you feel, then I want to say something so rude. If this is how you feel, then maybe you shouldn't have a job. Maybe you should get paid less. But it's been proven time again that women don't get paid less. And if they did get paid less, why don't you think women would be employed over men if women got paid less? Because businesses don't want to pay more. They don't want to pay more, so they would employ all women if they could pay women less. It's not logical. They have discovered that it's life choices. They've done analysis on this. It's life choices why women get paid less. They don't actually get paid less. They take more time off, whether that's taking care of babies or going on vacation, than men. Because men have a much different idea of what needs to be done, because they're trying to, you know, they have this chivalrous mindset of I must provide for my family, so I must do all these shitty things, you know, because they would like to, I'm sure they would like to be home with their family, but they think that they need to pay for their families. I mean, you know, it just kills me. This kind of shit kills me. Like when my husband's outside in the freezing cold mud trying to fix a pipe so that we can have, you know, water. I always ask him, so how's that male privilege treating you? And he's like, yeah, it sucks. You know, I mean, I'm not down there doing it, you know? I mean, maybe I should be. I would do it if I needed to, if he, you know, but he won't let me. But this is bollocks. This is bullshit. And especially over a fucking piece of cake. Come on. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Is that not the funniest shit? Oh my gosh. All right, so that's my thoughts on cake-related incidents. Number 1, bring pie. Number 2, I guess don't eat cake. I don't know. I mean, hey, this is great weight loss advice. Just don't eat the cake. All right. With that, I am out. I hope you guys had a laugh like I did, and I will see you in the next video. Air hugs!